here. Today we're going to be reacting to the third and final, hopefully the final, matchup between Goku vs. Superman Death Battle. Now, the first two times that these two juggernauts have gone up against one another, Superman has won on account of him having no limits, and therefore Goku being unable to shatter his limits to surpass Superman. Will Superman continue his winning streak against Goku, or will the Saiyan Warrior triumph against the Kryptonian superhero? Well, we're about to find out. And remember to show your support by hitting that like button, comment, and subscribe. And all your support is greatly appreciated for the channel. Without further ado, let's get into this. Alright, giving us a preview of the
Goku,
fight.
Superman. It's time to answer the ultimate question, and we're taking it all into play.
We're examining Superman's extensive mainline comic book canon. Given Dragon Ball Super's contentious continuities, we'll include all three, just to be thorough, plus Dragon Ball Heroes.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
And this time, Goku's gonna have Ultra Instinct.
Far away, in an enchanted land, an old master found a boy and marveled at his uncommon strength. This is the story of Son Goku.
Chances are, if you've watched some localized anime, you can thank this guy.
Inspired by martial arts films and his wife's interest in Chinese culture, Akira Toriyama crafted the story and the character that would define generations to come.
Dragon Ball! Kakarot was born a low-class Saiyan on the planet Vegeta, narrowly escaped its destruction by Frieza, and was raised on Earth by happy old Grandpa Gohan.
Not just raised, but trained.
Yep.
Gohan.
Alright, his full name is Son Goku, birth name Kakarot, age, I was never good at that symbol, but I'm assuming that's more than 40 years. His height is 5'9" or 175 centimeters. His mentors included Grandpa Gohan, Roshi, Kami, King Kai, Whis, and Maris. Who's Maris? Anyhow, his disciples also include Gohan, Oob, and Shallot. Don't know who Shallot is. His hobbies include eating, napping, and sports. His occupations include a radish farmer, firefighter, and office worker. His favorite foods are fish, orange soda, ramen, anything. And not a bad dad, you guys are just mean. Well, that's debatable, given that how often he puts his sons through unnecessarily tough training. Like during the Cell games, when he gave Cell a senzu bean, and before he handed the torch off to Gohan. I mean, there was no real call for doing that. And Krillin was right to call him out on it.
Began Goku's teachings in martial arts, which he would find to be his true calling under the guidance of Master Roshi. Specifically, he learned the Kame-sen and Ryu style, which focuses on discipline and tenacity, both of which strongly define Goku's character.
The more he learned, the more he wanted to improve. This little low-class monkey boy would prove that hard work and dedication can beat raw talent. Within just a few years, he was so strong, the only worthy teachers left were gods. And a talking cat, but mostly gods. When you're training to dodge lightning, you know you're a few leagues over everyone else.
He did have a slight advantage. Saiyans are naturally superhuman. They also take Nietzsche's famous words, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," very, very literally.
Wait,
It's
whose
almost
famous words?
What doesn't advantage? Saiyans are naturally superhuman. They also take Nietzsche's famous words, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," very, very literally.
It's almost unfair how much of a boost in power they get after they're hurt.
While Saiyans like Vegeta may have abused this
How much of a boost in power they get after they're hurt.
While Saiyans like Vegeta may have abused this trait, it suits Goku. No matter how many times you knock him down, he will get back up, stronger than before.
It helps that he knows so many cool combat moves, like the Kamehameha!
An incredibly powerful technique that focuses one's ki into a single point for a devastating beam.
So challenging, it took Roshi decades to master, but Goku got it in like 5 seconds.
It's incredibly versatile, with over
Alright, his techniques include the After Image, Autonomous Ultra Instinct, the Destructo Fist, or Disc, Dragon Fist, Energy Landmine, Evil Containment Wave, Flight, Fusion Dance, Godbind, Hakai, Instant Transmission, and the Kaioken.
50 different variations. For example, Goku can curve the beam after firing, or even shoot it from his feet.
But unlike most Saiyans, he doesn't just use ki to blow shit up. Moves like the Soul.
Alright, continuing his techniques, there's the Senin Ryus, the Kamehameha, Ki Sensing, Ki-Eye, Multi-Form, Rapid Movement, Rock, Scissors, and Paper, okay, Spirit Bomb, Solar Flare, Telekinesis, and Telepathy.
Solar Flare, Energy Landmine, and Godbind require a lot more strategy and planning.
Because while Goku isn't exactly book smart, he is a genius when it comes to martial arts. He doesn't just train to conquer his opponents, but to conquer himself.
He's also got some different moves, like trapping you in a rice cooker.
Well, pretty much any container could be used for the Mafia.
Hang on. The Dragon Ball Super manga states the Mafuba, also known as the Evil Containment Wave, is more difficult to cast on stronger targets. It can also be fatal to the caster.
A ceiling technique.
Then there's Kaioken, aka instant steroids. Goku's multiplied his power by 20 with it before, and in a movie he even got it up to times 100. What a badass!
The Genki Dama, or
Movie he
bomb, is
got it up to times 100. What a badass!
the Genki Dama, or Spirit Bomb, is potentially his strongest attack, but it
Alright. The Spirit Bomb gathers life energy from the surrounding environment,
time.
life
Unlike
forms, and even planets. Goku has absorbed its energy in movies and in Dragon Ball Super.
it's in transmission, which is a teleport that's instant. The way it works is Goku detects another person, like a sort of beacon, then teleports to their location by launching himself through an alternate dimension where time stands still. Yes, according to the Daizenshuu guidebook, it's a dimension hop. You can actually see this in between space in some movies and games.
And the dubs wanted us to think it shot Goku's molecules around at light speed. Silly English.
The dubs did more than that. In fact,
His arsenal includes Ki, God Ki, which includes pressure and healing properties, protects against demonic magic, undetectable by most mortals, the Flying Nimbus, with a max speed of 650 kilometers per hour, or 400 miles per hour, the Power Pole, also known as, I'm assuming, Nyoibo, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. A staff that obeys one's will, can stretch over 400,000 kilometers or 250,000 miles. Sensu Beans, Heroes Exclusives. Okay, I'm guessing that's from the Heroes Only verse, which includes Dimensional Domain, God Meteor, Shenron Mode, status buffs and debuffs.
early dubs of Dragon Ball Z tried to rewrite Goku as a Superman figure. Even his famous speech on Namek about being the light in the darkness was originally about him coming to terms with his Saiyan heritage, accepting his anger and pride, avenging his people by defeating Frieza, and declaring himself the Super Saiyan.
Hell yeah! If there's any scene that deserves the word epic, it's when he went gold. Super Saiyan and its sequels all have official power multipliers, but they threw us for a loop by turning Goku into a god.
Super Saiyan God certainly changed things up. Goku gained Divine Ki, a pure form of Ki unspoiled by mortal hands. Unlike normal Ki, it can't be detected and appears to have healing properties.
Kinda like Senzu beans. Did you know one Senzu has so much healing juice it can regenerate a person's lost limbs? They're missing out.
God Goku reached a level of power that could compete with the greatest of deities, nearly shattering the whole universe with a single clash on his first go. Dragon Ball's cosmology is unique. This model is said to be an accurate depiction of Universe 7, but there's a wrinkle there. When all of humanity went to heaven,
Because Boo went berserk.
Fidel commented that heaven is just as large as a universe, and the Daizenshuu backs her up.
And, that's heaven. Big planet.
So let's scale things up with that in mind. Doing so would make Universe 7 over 1,500 times larger than our own observable universe.
And Goku could destroy that much the first time.
Goku compares to Broly, who helped to destroy the dimension of strange swirling lights, and is comparable to Cell Max, whose attacks had the gravitational pull of black holes.
Time he went god. And he didn't lose that power. He learned how to use it even better, even in base form. Now, imagine how much stronger he became when he stacked Super Saiyan on Super Saiyan.
His transformations include Uzaru, the Great Ape, Super Saiyan, which includes Super Saiyan Full Power, Spirit Bomb Super Saiyan, Super Saiyans 2 and 3, as well as 4, including Super Full Power Saiyan for Limit Breaker, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, Perfected Super Saiyan Blue, Ultra Instinct Sign, Perfected Ultra Instinct, True Ultra Instinct, and Giant Form.
And God, and became Super Saiyan Blue.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah, not saying that. Or after he trained with some almighty angels. Or when he perfected the blue hairdo and stacked Kaioken on top of that.
Goku has certainly performed great feats with God Ki, breaking through Hit's time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient timeline.
Alright, greater power levels in Dragon Ball can counter space-time based abilities, such as when Boo broke out of the hyperbolic time chamber and Jiren overpowered Hit's Cage of Time.
Defeating Jiren, who shook the entire world of Void by just walking.
He even tried out Hakai, the destruction god move that nopes you out of existence. Your being and your soul erased from all of time and space.
Culminating in his greatest form, Ultra Instinct.
Chrome Goku isn't a normal transformation.
Alright, his feats are Saved Bora, Namekians, Universe 7, Xenoverse, broke Kachin, disrupted and escaped the Pretty Black Hole, Super Saiyan 3 shook the afterlife, downed Jiren, who surpassed Gods of Destruction, survived Energy of Destruction, Dark Ki, and the Dark Factor, took down Demigra, who threatened the multiverse, defeated King Piccolo, Frieza, Majin Buu, Mira, Android 21, Morto, and Xeno Goku.
It's a state of mind. Ultra Instinct is the highest peak of martial arts, subconsciously making optimal choices because you're in the zone. Doing without thinking.
Something Goku has always been trained to do. Technically, it can be used in any form, but when perfected, Autonomous Ultra Instinct makes you untouchable. No matter what comes his way, Goku will automatically dodge, block, and counter to the best of his ability, even pushing his body well beyond his physical limits. So far beyond, in fact, Ultra Instinct can summon a massive avatar to defend him when his own body can't.
That sounds really intense.
It is, which is why he's developed incremental versions of it for specific uses. It's extremely difficult to maintain the full form for long.
Until you get to Dragon Ball Heroes, aka Dragon Ball fanfiction gone Kaioken times 1,000.
While technically a different continuity, CC
Goku is an alternate continuation of the Super anime. Xeno Goku experienced GT, attained the Super Saiyan 4 full power limit breaker form and defeated universe busters like Omega Shenron, Celis, and Chamel. CC Goku defeated Xeno Goku in Duel of the Strongest.
Goku is functionally a stand-in for the mainline Goku. His history and powers are the same, making his story just as much of a what-if scenario as the multiple super continuities. The only real difference is Toriyama's not really involved.
This Goku used instant transmission to teleport through time and dimensions. He outsped a god who could see the future. He defeated Dark King Fu, who was gonna...
Alright, CC Goku has matched Dark King Demigra, whose dark factor could destroy the entire cosmology of Heroes and Xenoverse. There are over... oh boy. Okay, there's... 76,434,925,761 major timelines, infinite minor timelines, and the crack of time beyond that.
Rewrite the entire universe. Hell, this series even makes GT cool. Xeno Goku can break space-time just by going Super Saiyan 4.
Looking back at that goofy monkey boy chopping wood and punching dinosaurs, it's almost overwhelming to think about how far Goku has come, how much he's had to face.
But no matter the challenge, he takes it head-on and pushes through,
showing everyone, everywhere, how to go even further beyond.
Yeah, that's kind of why I prefer to stick with just the anime. No manga, no video games, nothing. The anime is just so much easier to follow, give or take, depending on how you want to look at it.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman!
Geez, just a locomotive? People in the 40s needed bigger imaginations.
Born on the far-off world of Krypton, the infant Kal-El was sent to Earth by his parents, narrowly escaping Krypton's destruction. Raised by farmers as Clark Kent, he eventually became Superman, champion of the oppressed, the man of tomorrow.
If you've only seen the movies, forget him. Comic book Clark's not the perfect Boy Scout, and he's definitely not Jesus. Wait, weren't the guys who made him Jewish?
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster were sons of Jewish immigrants and grew up in a time when anti-Semitism went largely unchallenged.
And then that ugly mustache showed up.
Understandably seeking escape from some truly terrifying horrors, the pair created Superman to be a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
A hero who could defeat any evil by just punching it. Hell yeah, that's how I live my life.
After almost 9 decades,
Alright, his full name is Clark Joseph Kent. His birth name is Kal-El. His age, I'm assuming that, again, that's the symbol for greater than. More than 30 years. Height, 6'3", or 191 centimeters. Occupations, Daily Planet, Daily Star, Galaxy News. Hobbies, linguistics, robotics, zoology. Favorite food, beef bourguignon with ketchup. I have no idea how to say that. He's got a lot of love interests, including Lotus Wing, Lois Lane, Lana Lang, Lala L, Lisa Lassie, Liza Landis, Lori Lamaris, Luma Lainai, Lila Lerol, Lyrica Lloyd, and Wonder Woman.
Superman has been many things. At the core, his story is one of a refugee, a child who lost his home, left to the mercy of alien people. This new world accepted him, raised him, gave him a new home, because helping others in need is the right thing to do. That's why he became a superhero, the first superhero.
Everything's gotta start somewhere, but he was the first one to really take off. I mean, not literally, it Took a while, actually, before he learned how to fly.
In fact, when Clark discovered his Kryptonian heritage, he struggled to accept it and subconsciously developed mental blocks, severing him from his true power, which he would uncover throughout his life.
He's strong enough to shoulder press the weight of the Earth for 5 days straight, or crush coal into perfectly cut diamond.
That's not how that works.
He's fast enough to reach the edge of the universe in seconds.
Superman flew to the edge of the universe to help restore the shrunken cosmos. After it returned to normal, he flew the total distance back to Earth from its actual edge.
Or even break the bonds of infinity. Wait, he can do all that, but Batman can punch him out? Really?
You're probably thinking of Elseworld stories outside main canon like Dark Knight Returns. It's a good question though. Superman's powers have fluctuated over time for a variety of reasons. However, for Death Battle, we take the characters at their best.
Yeah, like how his breath is so powerful he can...
Alright, his powers include bioelectric aura, flight, heat vision, super breath, super flare, super hearing, super speed, molecular phasing, and infinite mass punch.
Sneeze away a solar system, or blow air cold enough to freeze ghosts!
Speaking of, his X-ray vision doesn't just see through walls, he can...
Oh yeah, super strength, super vision, electromagnetic, fourth dimensional, microscopic, telescopic, X-ray, time travel, Genesis powers, energy constructs, interstellar teleportation, mechanokinesis.
Can see through your own body and mind to examine your soul.
And yet, he can't see through lead. That's okay though, he can just burn through it with his face. Since he gets his power from the yellow sun, his heat vision burns with the fire of a star. And if beams aren't enough, he can blast it out of his whole body for a super flare. It used to totally drain him, but he's learned how to control it.
Simply put, Superman's powers defy physics. My favorite examples of this are when he rebuilt the reality warping miracle machine from memory, or punched Brainiac so hard every version of him felt it through all of time, or when he gained 10 years worth of medical training through only 5 minutes of reading and then successfully performed lung surgery.
Nice. My favorite example is when he smelled brownies in North Dakota from orbit.
Even beyond his powers, Superman is no...
Alright, his skills are chi control, martial arts, which includes boxing, jiu-jitsu, Krav Maga, pressure point fighting, Takwasam Rao, astral projection, energy purification, increases combat instincts, Torquasam Vo, Kryptonian theta state, illusion projection, mind manipulation, and protection.
Novice when it comes to the intricacies of battle.
He's trained in Kryptonian martial arts, which uses chi, or as they call it, Shriar. He even got summoned to Asgard to fight demons with Thor for 1,000 years.
Superman can resist being erased from existence, such as tanking Darkseid's Omega Beams. Even Retcon and the Time Trapper, both of which hijack and alter timelines, can't touch him. Not because of his powerful mental defenses or healing factor, but because he's a cosmic linchpin in the greater metaverse.
Timelines literally revolve around him.
But let's address the S-shaped elephant in the room. You may have noticed we've covered a variety of Superman eras. Superman, and DC Comics as a whole, have gone through multiple retcons.
Golden Age, Silver Age, Pre-Crisis, Post-Crisis, New 52, Rebirth, and so on.
It would help to know which one is the main Superman, right? Well, they all are.
Yeah, the latest reboots basically said everything in the main series is kinda canon, even when he had wacky powers like changing his appearance with a super muscular control. Ew. I guess he can still phase through almost anything, even people.
Look, if you really dig into it,
Wait, was
He
that
can
Doomsday?
still phase through almost anything, even people.
Oh yeah, that is Doomsday.
Look, if you really dig into it...
Alright, even beyond the infinite multiverse continuity, most mainline eras are directly scaled to each other. Post-Crisis Superman fought Golden Age Superman, who matched pre-Crisis Superman.
This isn't new. Plenty of characters have recalled events from supposedly retcon timelines before.
Yeah, Post-Crisis Supes did start as less powerful than in Pre-Crisis, but that was because of the mental blocks.
Though he's not a complete composite, there's so many other Supermen out there.
Future Superman, Big Robot Superman, Commie Superman, Dinosaur Superman. There's a bunch.
Still, this new canon has affected his abilities. For example, he and other Kryptonians can effortlessly travel through time. And we'll
Time travel was originally utilized by Golden Age and pre-Crisis Superman, who traveled to the past, future, alternate dimensions, and even higher dimensions at will.
Superman's powers stem from the Earth's yellow sun. Exposure to a blue star increases them even further. In fact, upon visiting a white star, he attained a whole new level of power.
When that old baldy Lex teleported him to another galaxy, Superman just popped back up, saying space-time has lost its meaning for him. He really just said that.
Remember, Superman defies physics.
Like when he used heat vision to restart the universe by making an all-new Big Bang.
We've seen that his universe has a radius of at least 100 trillion light years, but we can calculate a more exact figure. The DC universe is 15 billion years old and expands at 60 trillion light years per half second. This means its radius must be over 50 nonillion light years across.
What? That's 31.
The 60 trillion light year rate would last longer than our own universe's epoch. As the DC timeline ends 22 billion years after the present, its universe's scope should be even larger.
Zeros and Soups help make that happen.
Well, about 1/5 of it. That's still immense power, but if you want something bigger, here's the Anti-Monitor blasting.
Brainiac identified Superman and his allies as the Big Bang's contributors. Not Spectre and Superman did so without parallax energy. His heat vision stands up to universal threats like Imperiex and the amplified Molly the Keeper, so this is consistent.
In Golden Age Superman with all the energy of the antimatter universe. And then Superman,
punched him so hard it kickstarted another one of those reboots.
Now, Superman does have weaknesses.
His weaknesses include kryptonite. Green fatally saps his strength. Red kryptonite creates random mutations. Black kryptonite causes murderous insanity. And gold kryptonite, permanently removes powers. Didn't know that. Kryptonian viruses include Blood Moral, Doomsday Virus, Virus X, Lead blocks X-ray vision, magic vulnerability, red solar energy, and sensory overload.
There's kryptonite, of course, and exposure to red starlight can fade his powers over time.
Not all at once. He has been able to move planets around while under a red star, so...
And everyone knows Superman can't deal with magic, but it's more accurate to say he doesn't have any special resistances to it. He's defeated plenty of magic users before, even Shazam.
Superman challenges the idea that absolute power corrupts absolutely. He's the goodest good guy of them all, but there is nuance to being good, even if he is the ultimate power fantasy, unstoppable and incorruptible.
Such as when he took on the World Forger.
Okay, Superman's feats include saving Felicity Rose, Falosians, Earth and the Omniverse, shook the Phantom Zone with a punch, obliterated the World Forger's multiverse, survived multiple source wall explosions, restored all timelines while fighting Jackson, destroyed Darkseid's true form with a sub-quantum shout, and he has defeated Lex Luthor, General Zod, Doomsday, Dominus, Quantum Mechanics, World Forger, and Ultraman.
One of the most powerful reality shapers in all of creation.
Who was in the sixth dimension, crafting a whole new multiverse to replace the one Clark calls home? Who's gonna stop him?
Superman could, and the Forger knew it. So he was trapped on a world with a sun so distant he could never escape. Or so the Forger thought.
Instead, Clark found the strength he needed to fly at that sun, dip through a ton of stars, KO the World Forger, and shatter his new multiverse with a single punch. Because that's Superman, a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
He's the kind of person to save a cat from a tree, answer Christmas cards from strangers, and tow hundreds of planets to a new galaxy all in the same day. What's not to like?
Truth and justice has no better champion than the Man of Steel.
Alright, the combatants are... Alright, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all
Alright, let's
possibilities.
see how
It's
this
time
pans
for
out
a death battle!
this time around. Nice soundtrack. And they only just started fighting immediately as the video started.
Today's the day. We'll finally settle who's stronger.
If you say so.
See, even they agree that this is the third time around.
You're going back. Give it your all. No regrets.
I'm doing just fine.
Alright, Super Saiyan Blue.
Oops.
Oops.
Well, I guess we can wish it back later.
World made of cardboard. All right, I'll show you just how powerful I really am.
This looks like a job for...
Looks like where Goku first fought Vegeta.
Well, what do you think?
That was awesome. Nice suit.
Oh, thanks. Kryptonian fabric. My mom made it for me.
Well, now it's Ultra Instinct time. Super Flare. Oh, he's flying through every yellow star to get more power.
Finally.
I doubt that'll have any... Well, won't work. Doubt that will work. Oh, they destroyed the world! And all of reality.
Ah, darn it.
Almost had me there. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it sure was. But I'll be stronger next time.
I look forward to it.
Let's go again.
You're on.
Well, at least they're walking away as buds.
That's it! The final, indisputable answer! Who am I kidding? People are gonna argue this one forever.
There's so many ways this battle could go, especially with all the other continuities.
Yeah, for real, Goku would kick almost every other Superman's ass, except for the main one.
There's a lot to cover, so let's address the 5 categories most representative of this fight.
I can turn anything into pillow. Those words? Bam! Now pillow. Dog, cat, steak.
First up, strength. Both could hit hard enough to break or make their whole universe, or take it in stride, like when Superman got smacked by the whole antimatter universe.
At most, Dragon Ball's universe is 15.
DC's universe is layered with numerous spatial and fractal dimensions. When comparing arguments that Dragon Ball and DC's universes could be infinite in scope, DC's is much more layered and complex.
105 times larger than our own. But based on the DC Universe's officially established age and rate of expansion, it is 1.6 vigintillion times larger, over a novemdecillion times more than Goku's.
At some point you reach a number high enough that it just doesn't mean anything anymore. Anyway, Goku's obviously gotten stronger since the Beerus fight, even by billions or trillions of times. He's defeated
Alright. Mixie Spitalik. I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name that well. Can destroy infinite timelines and numbered dimensions, the bleed, the sphere of the gods, and the 5th dimension. The World Forger, 6th dimensional, is Mixie Spitalik's superior and forged hypertime. Dragon Ball Heroes Infinite Timelines and the Crack of Time doesn't meet this scope.
Jiren, Broly, Moro, and Fu.
But even if we highball Goku by quadrillions or quintillions of times, the gap is just too much, especially with the World Forger feat. Not even Heroes competes with that. Superman takes the edge in strength.
But strength isn't everything. Let's talk speed. Both are obviously way faster than light, but Superman crossed that mega-sized universe.
Fun fact. Superman can produce 10 billion decibels of sound, which is enough to destroy... I'm not even going to try that. Universes. A classic case of writers cannot do math.
Of his in seconds and flew faster than infinity.
Makes sense, he can keep up with the Flash, whose speed is so ludicrous it's unquantifiable.
Don't count Goku out though. Flying across the entire afterlife in base form and outspeeding Eos's future sight takes some crazy speed.
Fighting Zamasu as an omnipresent murder.
Cooler intercepted Goku during Instant Transmission's Dimensional Hop, which could be an immeasurable speed feat. The dark factor used by several villains Goku fought could also be immeasurable.
Timeline also implies immeasurable speeds.
That, combined with instant transmission and Ultra Instinct, could probably keep up.
Maybe. Quantifiably, Superman is faster, but both are immeasurable. The safest bet here is to say they tie in speed.
Especially when we look at skill. Goku's a martial arts master. He's definitely got better battle instincts. He wants to fight and is dedicated to his training, while Superman sees training as a means to an end.
Alright. Goku could summon backup with game card technology. However, Superman has an army of robot duplicates on par with the Justice League. Superman's bioelectric aura can also disable and destroy advanced technology such as Lex Luthor's warsuit.
Superman's knowledge in pressure point combat and Kryptonian martial arts are impressive, but he's only used them a few times. It would be disingenuous to say he's an equivalent master at them.
So Goku wins in skill, but not necessarily in experience.
Don't get it wrong, Superman is not a mindless brawler. He's trained with Batman and Wonder Woman.
Alright, Superman should win in a battle of attrition. Goku can fight for a week straight, but his ki and sensu beans are finite. Superman can function indefinitely without rest, eating, or sleeping, and with constant healing factor, so long as he has sunlight.
He's even defeated martial arts experts like Cobra without powers.
Goku has spent decades training, but Superman battled Norse demons for 1,000 years.
He's also astonishingly brilliant, like when he reassembled the reality warping miracle machine from memory. Experience obviously goes to Superman, but perhaps less obvious is our last category, powers.
Hakai, Spirit Bomb, Mafuba, Instant Transmission, God Key, God Bind. How does Goku not win with those?
In Dragon Ball, Ki is dependent on physical ability.
Superman can likely counter status debuffs from heroes like Dimensional Domain, as he resisted the biological decay field of Doomsday and the power nullification of the Hollow Men. He's also developed resistance to energy-draining villains like the Sun Eater, Parasite, and Silver Banshee.
So it's different from magic. God Ki is simply pure Ki. And magic isn't an auto win against Superman anyway, whose greater strength could break out of something like the God Bind.
Mafuba and the Spirit Bomb would take way too long, and Goku...
Superman has escaped time stops, Vandal Savage's Hypertime Prison, and the Overvoid. It's unlikely the Mafuba could contain him.
Who's never successfully used Hakai before. Even if he did land it, Superman's impossible to erase from reality. Like, he's tanked Omega Beams, which do the same thing as Hakai.
Superman can time travel, countering Instant Transmission's similar ability from Hero.
While outside his usual arsenal, Goku could potentially acquire reality warping items like the Awakened Key Sword, Dragon Balls, or Universe Tree Energy. However, Superman can construct and power the Miracle Machine by himself, which has enough power to rewrite the entire DC cosmology.
And regarding teleporting him to a red star, ignoring the fact that Saiyans can't breathe in space, though Goku's certainly tough enough to withstand a vacuum, Instant Transmission requires another person to act as a beacon. He can't just warp to any red star.
Alright, the result for Goku, he has greater martial arts mastery, more varied techniques, better mobility via instant transmission. However, he has limited ki energy, and his Ultra Instinct is similar to Theta State, and potentially has similar speeds to Superman. While Superman has far greater strength, has more experience, and higher intelligence, is superior in terms of stamina via sunlight, and is able to counter most of Goku's techniques. He does have limited martial arts masteries, and his equals are pretty much the same as Goku's.
Even if he did,
exactly
Superman
the same.
could simply fly away and find a blue or white star for a supercharge.
And Goku could not pull off the same trick twice, as Superman could phase through his attacks.
So, that's it then. Clark has too many counters, so he takes the edge in powers and it's over.
Well, I think there's something else. Goku versus Superman breaches a broader zeitgeist. It's more than just two characters fighting. For a whole generation, especially in 90s America, superheroes represented an unyielding status quo. Spider-Man, Batman, Captain America rarely change who they are or what they believe in. For a lot of people, that's tiring, and Superman is an icon of that. Then along came anime. There was a whole other world of ideas and stories for us sheltered Westerners to experience, and Goku's an icon of that. So while many see this as a debate between characters, others see it as a debate of ideologies and culture. And if that's what's at stake, who wants Goku to lose?
You sure you're not overthinking this?
It's not our intent, but it does call into question what we're doing. How can people agree with what we take as fact when fiction relies on interpretation? Are we stripping characters of their importance by simplifying them to contestants in a vacuum of violence? And if so, then what's the point?
Because it's fun, Wiz! Damn it, man! There's more than one way to appreciate something! We're having a great time talking about awesome characters and slamming action figures together. And that's okay!
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, no matter who you prefer, that battle was super, man!
That's the worst pun.
What? It fits them both.
It's so lame.
I don't see you doing any better.
I do the math. The pun's your job.
Well, maybe if you math as good as I punned, then Goku would have won.
What is wrong with you?
Yes. So for the third time in this type of matchup, Superman won against Goku.
Of Wiz. Thank you so much for watching. We are about to announce the next episode, but before we do
Now,
that,
what's
if you're not
the
a Death Metal
next
member yet,
matchup?
click that join button below. See what you're missing.
The season 10 finale. That's Galactus. Oh, Galactus versus Unicron.
The United States
So it's
Postal Service.
Marvel versus Transformers. Oh, that's certainly going to be a matchup to look forward to. Well, in any case, that should do it for today's video. And remember to show your support by hitting that like button, commenting and subscribing, and click the bell for more notifications. And until next time, this is Ethan Griffin, signing off.